Today, we're diving deep into what it really takes to build a successful business that not only thrives financially, but also makes you genuinely happy. We'll explore the crucial balance between profit and personal satisfaction, discuss the importance of accountability, and touch on the significance of having the right mindset and support system.
Hey, lady bosses, are you working even after putting the kids to bed but still not getting results?
Are you tired of spending money on ads that aren't getting engagement?
Do you feel burdened that you aren't fulfilling your purpose in life because you are so consumed with work?
I'm your host, Brooke Bolts. I'm an attorney and founder of Bolts Legal. I started my business and in 1 year was bringing in 7 figures and am now bringing in multi-7 figures.
And I'm your co-host, Rachel Bolts, owner of Bolts Media. I've helped many businesses build their online presence and increase their revenue through digital marketing.
Want to hear how we did it?
We are here to help you achieve your goals personally, professionally, and spiritually.
So kick off your high heels, sit back, and let's ignite that passion.
We're Miss Biz, where we're putting the miss in biz.
Let's get biz done.
Have you ever wondered why some entrepreneurs seem to have all the financial success and personal happiness while others struggle to just find the right balance? It's not magic. It's all about aligning your business goals with your core values and making a conscious choice to focus on what truly matters to you.
I also think that as Christians, there's a faith component too, that a lot of your joy and happiness comes from within and comes from a relationship with God. So there's only so much a business can do for you, but it certainly can add to your satisfaction and happiness from day to day. I mean, we all have seen the celebrities who seem to have it all and then are just miserable and depressed and everything else. So money can't buy happiness, but having money and having a business that's aligned with your values can certainly put you on the path towards happiness.
Research from Harvard Business Review shows that companies with a strong alignment between employee values and business values are 30% more likely to have higher employee satisfaction and 20% more likely to see increased profitability. This highlights the impact of value alignment on both happiness and financial success.
I like this because I think so many times when we sit down and think of our goals or our priorities for business, we don't think about what the employees' values are. What do the employees want? What would make them happier? We just look at what increases the bottom line or the business owner's happiness. But everything works together, and having a team who is motivated and doing their best and sticks around for the long term is key to achieving those other goals.
Well, they follow the leader. So if they see the boss doing something, they're going to be likely to carry on those same steps. So it all comes from the very top. But the Small Business Administration found that 70% of small businesses that are based on the owner's passion have a higher chance of survival over the long term compared to those driven purely by financial motives. This shows that passion and value alignment contribute significantly to business longevity.
We've kind of talked about this before, that I had an unpopular opinion that even if it's not something you're super passionate about, that if it pays the bills and allows you to be financially free, that you could have that time and ability to do the things that you're passionate about, because something you're not necessarily so passionate about is providing that way for you.
And for many business owners, happiness comes from doing work that resonates with their values rather than just making money. The reality is that a business that aligns with your values will often see better financial results than one driven solely by profit. But achieving this requires more than just going through the motions. So, like, one thing that I see with you, Brooke, and how you run your business is that you are really passionate about being a voice for the voiceless, or for those who are not being compensated fairly. That revs you up. And it's something that I think is really important, because how many times do we see where it's just another insurance policy that they're selling? You know, that they're more in it about the numbers versus, wow, I just gave this person the best health insurance plan for their pre-existing medical condition.
I think that personality also plays a part, because for me, I have learned about myself that I can be passionate about anything. I learned this when I worked for a big insurance defense firm and was suddenly given the task of handling PIP suits, which, if you don't know what PIP suits are, they are lawsuits that center around a dispute, sometimes as low as 10 cents.
Or even lower.
Sometimes lower. I mean, not all of them. Sometimes they're a few $100s or a few $1,000s, but they're small claims cases, so they're always small amounts in dispute, and sometimes it's like pennies that are in dispute. And I thought originally, this is going to be so boring. How am I ever going to be interested in this or passionate about this? And what I found was, in some ways, I was more passionate, because it was such a small amount of money, and I was like, this is ridiculous. We're fighting over 30 cents, whatever. And so I became even more passionate about it. But I realized that about myself and my personality, that I can be passionate about anything. So I think you could pick me up and put me into any business and I could find something to be passionate about. And so I think that you can be passionate about any business if you just find what aligns with your values within it.
I think it's just a lot of people get caught up in the motions, and they just, especially if they're just used to working a 9 to 5, you know, they just used to going in, coming out, and then they're ready to start their day, rather than finding the true joy of what they want to do, or like finding a job or finding a business that really, really makes them happy. But as business owners, it's really hard to find balance. Many business owners face days filled with stress, worry about cash flow, often because they haven't yet learned the skills to manage their business effectively. But it's never too late to make a change. With the right approach and mindset, you can build a thriving business in about 36 months or even less.
Are you struggling to turn your satisfied customers into raving fans? I spent some time evaluating my own business and trying to find the best way to improve upon the client experience, and then took those tools and created an assessment.
And now we want to share that assessment with you. For your free copy, please visit missbiz.com/contact, and in the subject line, type Client Experience Assessment, and we'll send you your free copy today.
Accountability is also key in any successful endeavor, including running a business. It's not just about meeting financial targets, but also about upholding a standard of behavior that reflects your values and goals.
So I don't know if I've just been in BNI for a very long time or what, but anytime I hear the word accountability, most of the time I think about BNI. And this concept of accountability goes right along with what we are saying. When you look at the most successful BNI chapters, they are the ones that hold accountability at a high standard. So accountability is huge for success, but a study also found that businesses with strong accountability practices experience 33% higher employee engagement and 25% higher customer satisfaction, which just shows you how important it is in driving overall business success.
And BNI, if you're not familiar with what it is, it's Business Networking International. It's a networking group, but what sets it apart is the accountability piece. Unlike a chamber of commerce where everything is just voluntary, BNI has certain requirements. You have to come to the meetings each week, and it's weekly. They keep attendance, and you have to pass referrals and things like that. So there's just more of an accountability structure to it, which is what I think makes it more successful. I've received more referrals from BNI and given more referrals through BNI because of that accountability piece than I have in any other networking group. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I agree 100%. BNI is like the Navy SEALs of business networking. Seriously, it is serious, but they're serious. If you're not passing business, you don't get to stay in the group. It doesn't matter if you paid your membership or not, because the goal is to send everyone business. So that plays a huge role in everyone benefiting from their memberships.
Maintaining your financial obligations and addressing problems proactively is part of being a top client. A true friend doesn't quit on you, and neither will we. Even if you're frustrated or feeling overwhelmed, we're here to hold you accountable and support your journey.
So building a successful business, it requires more than just technical skills. It demands a resilient mindset as well. Life is a do-it-yourself project, so you must be willing to take action and apply the knowledge that you gain.
According to a study by the University of Pennsylvania, resilience in business leaders is linked to a 40% higher chance of achieving business goals and a 25% higher rate of overall satisfaction with their business performance. Developing resilience helps you navigate challenges and maintain focus on your goals.
One person that comes to mind when I think of resilience is I think of Walt Disney, right? He was fired from one of his jobs for not being creative enough. And then he developed Disney World, which just shows you that he didn't stay down. He didn't let somebody just make him feel like it wasn't going to work and he just stopped. He overcame those challenges and continued to try and try and try.
In addition to being the host of the Miss Biz podcast, I also own and operate a law firm in Florida called Bolts Legal. I wanted to make sure my listeners knew that you are invited to reach out to me with any legal issues you may have. I practice in the area of personal injury, home insurance disputes, and medical revenue recovery. However, whatever legal issue you may have, please always feel free to reach out. If I can't help you personally, I'll help you find someone who can. I'm licensed in the states of Florida and Texas, but even out of state, I have connections and know people in those places, and I'm happy to help guide you in any way I can. The best way to reach me is through the contact page on my website, boltzlegal.com. That's BOLTZ legal.com, and simply fill out the contact form, which comes directly to me and my email. I look forward to connecting with you, and thank you so much for listening to Miss Biz. What is the hardest thing you've ever done?
Oh, the hardest thing I've ever done? I don't know. I'd have to think about that. I've done some hard stuff.
For me, what comes to mind is high school. In high school, I was a part of a program called IB, International Baccalaureate, and it was kind of an advanced program. And I had come from just a regular public school, middle school, and done well. And then when I went into the IB program, it was so hard for me. I got an F for the first time. I had to retake Algebra 2 in the summertime because I failed. And I was someone who did really well in school academically before that. It was so hard. I wanted to quit. I asked my parents repeatedly if I could quit, and so many people did quit. It was something like 80% of students quit over the 4 years and don't graduate with the diploma. And so I remember asking my dad, can I quit? And he said to me, if you just make it through the first year, just complete the first year, and if you still want to quit after the first year, I'll let you quit. And so I made it through the first year, and by that point, I had started to get a little bit of a better handle on it, and then I never quit, and I continued through and got the 4-year diploma. But it was the hardest thing. Even now, having gone through college and law school, I tell everybody it has nothing on the IB program. The IB program was the hardest thing I've ever done. But because I stuck with it, it prepared me so well that college and law school were not hard for me in the same way. They were still challenging, of course, but definitely not like I learned the time management skills and those other study skills from the IB program that I took with me to the higher levels of education. And so that resilience really paid off for me and allowed me to go on to do bigger and better things.
Yeah, and think about, had you not gone through that experience, your life could be totally different right now.
Oh, for sure. I don't know that I would have become a lawyer because I saw colleagues and people who were not in a program like IB who struggled so much in college, didn't complete college, and then the same is true of law school. A lot of people would drop out because they just couldn't keep up with the academic rigors of it, whereas I, in 9th grade, got hit with that wake-up call. And so it was less of a challenge for me because I started earlier and younger learning how to work hard in that way.
So to truly grow your business, you need to be committed to doing whatever it takes. It's not just about making money either. It's about pursuing your values and striving for excellence. So I think about a lot of business owners. There's a lot of different types of business owners. First off, you have some business owners that just want to sit back and not do anything at all, but they haven't yet set up the systems or structure to really get their lead funnels going to where they can take a step back from their business. They just wanted to start their business and never step forward. So you have those types who then they just continuously go through this pattern where they're not happy because they're not meeting their goals. And then you have some business owners who are, really hungry. They really love what they do. They really love to work, but they don't make enough time for what's important in life. And that can be difficult too, because if all you're doing is working all the time, it's hard to enjoy life. It really is.
Yeah, having that balance, I think, is when you talk about happiness, I think that balance is really critical to that. I know at times in my life when I've been out of balance and I'm just working too much, that it really affects my mental health and my state of mind, and I'm more angry and short with people just because, and stressed out. And so just finding that work-life balance is critical, and allowing your team to have that as well, I think, is important to their longevity with the business.
Finding guests for a podcast can be difficult sometimes, so Brooke and I wanted to let you guys know that we are available to appear on your podcast.
We also enjoy speaking at events, so if you have an event coming up, these jingles can go on the road.
Simply go to missbiz.com/contact and in the subject line, write podcast guest or event speaker, and we'll reach out to you to further coordinate. The Global Entrepreneurship Monitor reports that businesses with a strong commitment to growth and innovation are 50% more likely to expand into new markets and 30% more likely to achieve long-term profitability. This highlights the importance of growth mindset and innovation in driving business success.
I feel like in your field, there's a lot of innovation happening.
Yes, there is. I mean, the way that things were ran in terms of digital marketing 5 years ago is nowhere near the way it is today. Everything changes. And then it's such a crowded landscape that you have to constantly think outside the box to try to get people's attention so that they can become aware of who you are and what you do. I feel like with you too, there are things where you have to continuously be learning new laws or learning ways to navigate around certain aspects.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, there are law firms today who still have paper filing cabinets.
That's insane.
I mean, it seems so crazy, but I remember when I first became a lawyer, we had a full staff at this big law firm of file clerks. And all they did, because all of the court filings were paper, we didn't do electronic filings at that time. So we had tons of file clerks, and their job was just to take the mail after the attorney reviewed it and file it in the filing cabinet. And that's all they did, was just file in the filing cabinet. And we had these huge rooms full of filing cabinets. And now nobody has filing cabinets or file rooms. Everything is digital and electronic. And that's just an example of innovation in a short period of time within the last 10 years, 15 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think about AI too, and how much AI has changed the way that a lot of people do business. A lot of people, I know I was against it when it first came out because I didn't know much about it. It kind of like weirded me out, and I really didn't understand how it was going to work. And now, like, I love it.
Oh yeah, it's made life so much easier. And I don't think I even fully am utilizing it to its maximum potential. I was watching a social media video of another law firm the other day, and she was saying how she uses some type of AI tool that she can say, analyze this file and tell me the strengths and weaknesses of it. And it'll just look through the file, and then the quality of what it was pinpointing of the weaknesses and the strengths allowed her to create the strategy for the case within minutes. Whereas for her to review all those medical records with a fine-tooth comb, the way that you have to, is hours and hours. And the AI was able to do it. I still feel like I would have a trust issue with it overlooking something. But if you train it and it improves over the course of time, even still, if it picks up on 80% of the strengths and weaknesses, that is still a huge advantage. So anyways, the innovation is key to just staying alive and staying with the times, let alone expanding into, new opportunities and new markets.
So building a successful and fulfilling business is a journey that requires dedication, accountability, and a commitment to personal growth. And by aligning your business with your values and embracing a resilient mindset, you can achieve both financial success and personal satisfaction.
Thank you for tuning into today's episode. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, reach out to us and let's get started with Miss Biz Coaching. Remember, we're here to support you, but the journey begins with your commitment to change.
We appreciate you and are honored to be on this journey with you. We can't wait to help you, to encourage you, and show you how to grow personally, professionally, and spiritually.
If you found Miss Biz helpful, please leave a review and share with others.
You can follow us on social media at Miss Biz Podcast.
For legal questions or services, please visit boltslegal.com.
And for digital marketing needs, please visit boltsmedia.com. Let's get biz done.